Good morning, everyone. Having my coffee still. It's 5 minutes to 11. I didn't get up till 8:30, quarter to 9, and I was in a deep sleep. Believe me, I was in a really, really deep sleep. Now, I must have been dreaming because the sleep kind of felt a little odd. It feels odd like that when I feel like I've dreamed, but I can't remember it. But anyway, coffee talk. believe, believe in faith and believe in yourself. It took me many, many years to understand the true meaning of all of that, but here we are today. And today, when I woke up, things felt odd. I mean, I have I have a lot of days that I could say that I wake up angry, and I haven't woke up angry in quite a while, and I don't know what that's about. But I, today is like I want to be worried and concerned about things because it kind of gives you something to do, kind of gives you something to look forward to. If you think you've got something to worry about, if you think that you've got concerns you've got to take care of. And the reason why I say this is, I mean, it it brings back a memory when I lived in my hometown, and I went to the Family Dollar store, and I was talking to the lady at the cash register. She was checking me out, and we were talking about bills and stuff like that. And I said, and I was in that where I'm just learning that you not to be concerned about stuff that you shouldn't be concerned about and different things like that. And she was talking about getting her bills paid, and I said, well, first of all, you got to stop worried about it. And she said, well, I got to worry about it. If I don't worry about it, I'm not going to be able to get it done, not get my bills paid. And I told her, I said, well, worrying about it's not going to get it done. And no, no. And people have it in their mind that they think by worrying about it, it's doing something about it. It's not. And and I do believe that a lot of people have the concept that when they're worrying, that they're being proactive about solving their issues or their problems or getting their bills paid or whatever. And and it's all in your head, really. I mean, you're really not doing anything about it. But if you're like sitting down and you got paper and pencil and you got your finances in front of you looking at it and stuff, and you're sitting down and strategizing about it, that's putting a plan in action. That's not being worried about it. But when you're being worried about it, then it's like sitting on one of them stationary bicycles that you're exercising on. And you're just going, going, going. and get nowhere fast, just sitting there. And of course, while you're sitting there, you're thinking about all these things going on and going on. Worry is just um, your imagination conjuring up more things to worry about, because you're not really sitting down and strategizing about how you can go about fixing whatever it is that you need fixed. Worry is just wringing your hands. Oh, well, me, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So today it's like with me, because I've been working on my camper, and still trying to strategize how I can make my life more peaceful and efficient at the same time, that I don't have to put as much effort into certain things because of my right now my incapabilities. Uh, for instance, like it's really hard for me to stand at the stove or the counter, which I made me a little counter for the middle, um, that I could stand there and go from there to the stove and to the refrigerator. To stand there because it hurts so bad. The fibromyalgia has flared up, and it does this I don't know how many times uh, a year, or however many times every 2 years. It gets to the point where, like when I get up in the mornings, my feet hurt so bad, and my uh, Achilles heels hurt so bad up and down the backs until I get up and I get them stretched out and stuff like that. The backside of my back, which they said I had a touch of arthritis in there. So to be able to stand there and be at peace with myself, at peace with my body, let my body try to relax while I'm standing there is very difficult. So me working on solutions to make it not that that it's I don't have to be there that long, that I can get the nutritious food that I need to be healthy, to fight off the fibromyalgia, the symptoms, and so forth. So that's been a challenge. And it's just like me being worried about what I look like on the videos and stuff like that. Now, when I'm just sitting around the house, yeah, sure, I would love it if I was the most beautiful woman in the world. I would love it if I knew that the world seen me as a beautiful person. I might be somewhat beautiful inside, but the outside isn't as pretty as it used to be. So I stress over what I look like to other people especially if I have to, if I'm trying to speak to them, because I find that people listen a lot more and a lot closer to women and men that are presentable. But I've seen a lot of people that do the videos and stuff that really truly don't look any better than me, but they've got a lot of people that listen to them and stuff. So this today is one of them days for me that I'm trying very hard not to care about anything, about whether or not my carpet needs swept, about whether or not that corner over there don't quite look the way I want it to look, that my hair don't look as nice as I would like it to look. Trying not to be worried about anything because worry gets you nowhere. Worry makes you think you're doing something about the whole situation when you're really not. It makes you feel like you're accomplishing something. Even if you're just sitting like right here, right now, and you got your brain going and you're feeling like, what more is this, and this goes through your head, and that goes through your head. And what if this, and what if that? Well, what if I do this, and what if I uh, handle it this way, or whatever? No, the worry just goes on and on and on. And it makes your brain is making you feel like you're actually accomplishing something when in reality you're not. So this morning is basically about me just moseying along today. Now I have a sister that moseys, but she does it all the time. But I'm not a mosier. I like to solve a problem. Like the other day, I'm sitting here and I was telling you before that there's just so many things I like to do with my life and still be comfortable at the same time. Well, you remember last year I got myself a recliner. Well, I ordered it online and you really can't see how big they are. And I got that here and putting it together, put the back on and stuff. Well, I don't think I had it on completely right, and it would keep sliding off here and there. Well, it was just too big for in here, and it was making my brain feel cluttered. And not only that, I was always worried, thinking to find a better solution for where to sit it. And I moved it around here and there and everywhere, trying to get that clutter out of my brain. Um, that no matter where I sit it, it wasn't working. If I sit it over there in that corner where I finally put my dining room table, that the camper is slanting downwards. And if I have a computer and the computer desk and the office chair over there in that corner, I just swing her. I'm sitting in my office chair and that just swings right around. And you got to be very careful about how you're sitting in your office chair over there. Well, then the recliner was sitting lopsided, and I did have it here, and I had this chair in there and where the office is at. So I'm sitting here and I'm fighting with this and fighting with this in my head, going over and over and over, and I'm thinking, I've got to solve this somehow or another. So rather than sitting and worrying about it and thinking that I'm solving the problem, I made a ultimate decision. I got up that morning. I started moving things off of the table and out of the way, and I took that chair apart. I wrestled it out to the car, and put it in the car and took it down and donated it to the Goodwill. Wrestled this chair out of the office, out the back door, and of course, in the process, I ended up. It's heavy, and hit my ankle area. Man, that hurt for a little bit. But I went ahead and let it fall out the door. Come in, I put ice on my leg to make sure that it didn't bruise. It's got a little teeny bruise there, and it didn't swell up. I didn't hurt both my legs. So, but I eventually got that chair up and on my porch and into here. So here it sits. So I've got the futon over here, sort of like, I mean, it's like a living room, and what you would do with a living room. And then I put my dining room table over there where I have the recliner. I've got a bookcase that I put in the middle of the flooring there for my kitchen area, and I can stand there and I can work at it. So the bed's not made. I care, but I don't care. I've got this saying, I don't care that I care. And I know that that's a negative against a negative, and nobody can make sense of it, but I can make sense of it. I do not care that I care. I do not care that my floor needs swept. I do not care that I still have things over there on the table that need straightened out. I do not care that my dishes are piled in the sink and they need done. Right at this moment, my brain is shut down about worrying, about caring, about anything other than making this video and letting you know that I don't care that I care. And I adopted that phrase back in 1990, when I was working for the Army Corps of Engineers. And we were doing the hurricane cleanup in South Carolina, Charleston, South Carolina. And something had hit me back then, like, my God, what's wrong with me? I mean, I just wanted to sleep on the job. I wanted to cry all the time, and it was just horrendous. And I was probably going through menopause, but I don't feel like I ever went through menopause. But anyway, and I adopted, so I was standing there, and one of my coworkers said to me, well, you know, if the boss comes around and sees that, I said, you know what? I don't care that I care. I mean, I cared that it happened, but I didn't care if it did happen. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now, I'm going to have. I think I am adopting that in my everyday life. It's not going to just be today. I don't care whether I get this done today or not. If I get it done, then I get it done. If I don't, I don't. Right now, today, I don't care if I don't have um, a bunch of subscribers and they keep dropping off. I don't care. I mean, I care. I don't care that I care whatever happens to this channel. I don't care if nobody listens to me. I don't care what they're doing with Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. I don't care. And why do I suppose I feel that way? Of course, and I'm just right now. I want y'all to know. Sometimes I figure things out while I'm talking. I don't care because I know that I know that I know that the great I am will find me a solution to everything I need to have a solution for. And I put up, now I found something really awesome on when I can use YouTube's tools that they let you use to make videos with. Well, when I go in, not on my channel, but on the YouTube channel, and I use the shorts uh, creator thing, that I can go in and tap on a certain thing, and it'll create, and it'll create different things. If you holding the camera up to you and a selfie, and it'll take you the way you look right there. I mean, it's still going to look like you, but it gave me teeth and a sibling that came up alongside of me, and what I look like with teeth. Oh my God, I can't wait, I can't wait, I can't wait till I get my teeth. But it's there. So I put up, it made a little video for me. It was only 9 seconds long of me with a sibling beside me and me laughing, and you can see my teeth. It's just awesome. So it gave me a boost that, and of course, it's going to take me, maybe it won't take me a while. Maybe I'll be used to them right away. But there is some encouragement there, but I believe that my encouragement is I know that everything is going to be fine for me. And another thing that I I tend to think about is, you know, none of us really know why we're here and what even if everybody says, well, God wanted a family. All right, everybody that believes that we're all here because God wanted a family. But our lives can be miserable and not anything like we imagined growing up or anything like that. But the only thing that we can do is the best that we can do. Well, first of all, the we shouldn't be. I'm thinking to myself, why be concerned about anything? Because I'm just going to end up one of these days. I'm leaving this earth. This body's going to wither up, and it's going to pass away, and, and I'm not going to be no more. So why project what the future can be or not can be? Don't worry about it. Go ahead and project what it is that I'd like to see in my life, but don't sit around and worry about whether it's going to be that way or not, because life is too short. And whatever it takes for me right now, this minute, as long as it's not hurting anybody else, that it takes for me to be content and peaceful, then that's what I'm going to do. That's like uh, some of my family don't understand why I wanted to get up and travel to another state to meet a fella that I learned to like very well over 10 months' time talking to him on the phone. Well, because life is too short. It doesn't matter. I mean, well, you could have got this or you could have got that or whatever. Well, I understand that. I could have got that with their dad, too. I mean, their dad beat me a lot of times really bad. Got a gun after me. Coulda had a lot of things happen to me, and I was in it. I was right there in it. I experienced all of that, and here I am at 81. And what is my life? What is it? It's right now. I can't. I mean, I can project all I want, and I can dream all I want. What I want tomorrow to be, and have faith in myself that I can get that and bring that about in my life. But why can't I do that in the moment too? And that's where we're supposed to be and live at is in the moment. So when I decided to get up and travel down there, I wanted to meet this man, this wonderful man that I had spent 10 months talking to on the phone. And I went down, I had a good time until the last time. But the thing of it is I wouldn't give up that experience for anything. And that's just like living in this camper. I mean, I've lived in trailers, I've lived in campers, I've lived in nice houses. I've never lived in a mansion. I would like to experience that with my own swimming pool, in ground swimming pool, heated pool. And I'm not going to be able to make that happen with my creativity and with my imagination and my speaking it if I'm not at peace right now. And peace is very important to me. And it should be for everybody. So if I had not got up and went down and spent time with that man, treated me very good until things happened. And he still was kind of nice to me, even in amongst his anger towards me. Um, he felt like I insulted him, and that triggered something. But I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing. I can sit here and think back about the 11 almost a year sitting and talking on the phone and laughing and having fun, and we both got each other through the winter time. I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. And it might help me in future times, sitting back and thinking about how we laughed and had a good time, and the time that I got to spend walking around in the store with him and different things. It, that was something I would never had experienced had I not got up and took the initiative to go, knowing full well, having enough faith in myself, enough faith in the Creator that lives within me, that all would be well with me. So as I'm sitting here trying to make myself be concerned and worried about how I'm going to make my little abode better, there's plenty of time for that. I don't need to be concerned about that right now. I don't need to be concerned about whether or not my bed is made. Um, Different things like that. I don't need to be concerned about whether or not my dishes need done until I'm ready to eat something. Um, I don't need to be concerned about exactly what I'm going to do with that office room back there right at this moment. Just sit here and relax and talk to you all and be happy that I'm alive. Be happy that I've got family that's here for me. I got a daughter and a son-in-law and grandkids around here that at the drop of a hat all I'd have to do is make a call if I needed to. I got a daughter that's a nurse that would be here in a heartbeat if I needed it. And this is even though I was not the best mother in the world. I just want you to know that that's what good people are. No matter how bad they grew up feeling that I'd mistreated them, the goodness in their heart, the Creator in their heart, won't let me sit here and suffer. If they thought for a minute I was suffering, if I needed them and all, immediately. I have a son that was in the Navy that 6'4", even though he's got health issues, if there was somebody here hurting me, like somebody that come and he knew about it, he'd be here in a heartbeat. Regardless of whether he feels I was a good mother or not. That's what love does for each other, folks. That's what God, the Creator within me, is showing me about myself today. I don't have to worry about anything because worry is not action. It's not making it happen. Now, if I want to sit here and I want to think about what kind of changes more I need to make life easier and more simpler here for me, that's not worry. That's strategizing. That's imagining. That's using my imagination to figure out with what I've got how I can arrange it and so forth. So, um, stop worrying. Worrying is not an action word. It's just anxiety. It's just a, a tool that your ego throws in the cogs of your brain to stop your brain from being actually able to come up with a solution. So that's what I'm doing today. Sitting here finishing up my coffee. And I'm probably going to do some stuff. But I've got so much more room in here since the recliner's gone. And again, we as humans have gotten so used, and even us poor folks, oh, I'm not poor, even people that aren't millionaires and have thousands of dollars have too much stuff, too much material stuff. Unless you can look at it and see it as beauty and it doesn't feel like clutter, then you're okay. But if it starts feeling like too much clutter and it's messing with your brain and your way of thinking and bringing bad mood to you, then you got too much stuff. So I'm pretty happy with just sitting here. Remember, Merry Heart doeth good like a medicine. And while you're sitting there strolling on YouTube or TikTok or Facebook, look for funny things to watch. Watch what the videos with the animals on them. That and some of these people are that uh, the ways they scare each other and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I just laugh and roll till my stomach hurts. Laughter is good for you. When your heart is merry and laughing, your spirit won't be broken. Now that is a scripture and it's in Proverbs, and I knew what it was at one time, but I'm not offhand. I can't say what it is, but you don't want your spirit to be broken. Try not to let yourself get weighed down with a non-action event. Don't sit around and worry. Yeshua said, be anxious for nothing. All it does is bring anxiety into your body. That's all it does. It brings toxics into your body that makes it so hard to get rid of. And then your spirit gets broken and you lay down and die. You wither away. So Henry Ford said that if you believe you can, if you believe you can't, you're right. And that's what the universe is. There's uh, a law. The Creator placed in this universe a law. And whether you know it or not, our bodies is a universe of its own. And inside our bodies, our cells and atoms and nuclears and all that kind of stuff that is a universe in its own. The universe has been given by the Creator natural laws. And I know of at least 12 of them that don't, besides gravity and those things. These are separate from the gravity and stuff. So we're run by laws. The Creator is an organized, does not like chaos. The Creator has to have order. The universe is set up so that if we learn what the laws are, that we can keep order in our lives. Look them up. Don't take my word for it. So if you believe you can, then go for it. Do something about it. I mean, if you want to change the world, and the only thing you can do is a YouTube channel, just start. Well, I have seen one guy on there why he didn't know what he was going to talk about, and he just kept back and forth, back and forth. Well, I don't know half the time what I'm going to talk about, and half the that you can see people aren't listening to it. If you go in and see my views and stuff, you'll see. And my comments and my likes. There's no likes. I got almost 3,000 subscribers. And this is for people that want to start a YouTube channel but is afraid to, that you think you can't do it. I have almost 3,000 subscribers. I do not even come close to having that many views in a day's time on one of my videos. I don't even come close to having 1,000 likes or 1,000 comments. I'm doing it anyway because one day it will take off like I want it to. So y'all have a great day. I love y'all. You guys have a great, 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 great day. Don't sit around and worry.